Right, so I seen this thing on Twitter and I wanted to make a video about it because I think it's pretty interesting. So this person that goes by the name Bridget Cassidy or at Bridgie Cassidy on Twitter tweeted, let's just pull it up here. The Alberta UCP tries to frame affordable, accessible childcare as a niche issue affecting only some Albertans because they hate women. They know by axing the $25 a day daycare program, they force women back into the home, force single mothers into poverty. And the Unite Alberta Twitter page, which I follow, tweeted. Now, they only go into it in one aspect. There's other aspects that I wanted to bring up, but they say it speaks volumes that the leader of the opposition retweeted this. And by the way, Rachel Notley retweeted this. So the thing I would point out is that a lot of people on the right they think and I think rightfully so. But people on the left are pretty out there nowadays, like with their socialism and all these out there beliefs and policies that they have. And people on the left and a lot of people in the middle point out, oh yeah, you guys are just being hyperbolic. They're not really that bad, but they really are. Like they really are, and that's what, like I've said a million times, that the left has gone way to the left. Just recently, you know, the example that I always bring up, and I made a video on it. The Democrats in the states, there's more of a gap between the Democrats now and the Democrats in 2008 than there was between the Democrats and the Republicans in 2008. That's just how far to the left has gone. The Democrats in 2000, the average Democrat in 2008 would consider the modern Democrats far left. Okay, like I don't understand for the life of me why this stuff is confusing to people. Aside from people on the far left, they'll deny it vehemently. The average leftist will probably just brush it off and pretend like it's not the case. But other than that, like, why are we still pretending it's not the case? But, anyways, finishing it off, he says, or they say, I don't know who it is, but that's the NDP mindset. If you disagree with them, you must be a villain. It's sad they lost the last election. Their only game plan is to attack and smear. Sad they haven't learned a thing. And yeah, that's a very good point to bring up. But getting back to the original tweet is like I've said before, the left doesn't understand the right. The studies have been done. The people, you can't argue this, that the left doesn't understand the right. The very simple the reasons why this is, studies have been done showing that they asked people on the right to answer political questionnaires how they think someone on the left would answer them, and they asked people on the left to answer them how they think someone on the right would answer them, and they found that people on the right could answer how how the left thinks politically pretty accurately. The left couldn't do it, and the further to the left you went, the less likely you were to predict the right's beliefs. Now, this person is clearly pretty far to the left. I guarantee. I would bet a lot of money that they're full-on socialists. They might not admit it, but if you ask them, if you break it down policy to policy, I bet they would support 90% of socialist policies. So this person is probably pretty far to the left. Now, the reason why, let's just get into it. The reason why a conservative government wants to get rid of a policy like this is because it doesn't necessarily force women back into the home. It just makes it more likely. And for the simple reason that if the government cuts taxes, then that means that men who typically earn more than women, not because of sexism, but because men have more ambition, they have more testosterone, they have more drive, and that's an evolutionary thing. And like I say, it's not sexism. That if you cut taxes and you cut regulations, well, men can make more money, and it leaves less of a reason to need two incomes. The main reason why women are in the workforce is because a lot of times you need two incomes to get by nowadays. If you only needed one income to get by as a family, why would you do it? It makes no sense. So, and the other thing is that force single mothers into poverty. Now, that's the left claiming to care so much about single motherhood is very, very ironic and crazy in my mind, because every policy that they have designed to help single mothers, or they claim to help single mothers, just encourages more single motherhood. And so if you have a policy where you claim to care and you claim that helps whatever people affected by some certain issue, and your policy clearly beyond a shadow of a doubt, just creates more people that end up in that situation. You can't, in the right mind, claim that you care about them. So the left trying to claim so much about care so much about single mothers is absolutely insane. The only way to reduce single motherhood is to reduce welfare, because if women have the option of welfare, well then they don't. It's less necessary to pick a good guy to have kids with, because if you have welfare, the reason why women get in relationships is because the man traditionally provides resources. The woman has kids. Maybe later on in life the woman goes to work, but the woman has the kids. The man provides resources to raise the kids and to support the woman. And if the woman picks a good man to have kids with, she's not going to become a single mother. The chances are extremely low. If she picks a bad man to have kids with, the chances are pretty good. And if there's a welfare state around, then that creates an incentive to where women are less likely to pick a good man, because they know in the back of their head that if they pick a bad guy to have kids with, they have the welfare state to bail them out. It's a very, very simple concept. This stuff can be explained to small children. And the fact that, I mean, it's not that these people don't understand it, it's that having a big giant government with tons of regulations, high taxes, all this kind of stuff benefits them. That's why they want it. And people think that someone like me is hyperbolic. I just describe that people's political beliefs is generally just what benefits them. It's not, the left calls people Nazis, and they hate women. You can see right on the screen. I ascribe less negative intentions and bad intentions, way less negative and bad intentions than the average person does. And yet, if the average person probably thinks that I'm a lot more crazy and out there, even though I'm a lot less by definition. So yeah, this is just crazy, and this is what the left believes nowadays. You know, the only reason that this kind of stuff exists is because for the left to get reelected, they want to create policies that are going to create more people that are likely to vote for them. It's very, very simple. More single mothers, it means more votes for them. Single mothers overwhelmingly vote for the left, so of course they're going to create more policies that create incentives for women to become single mothers. And the more single mothers that are out there, the less right wing voters there is. And not only that, it's down the road too. The kids of single mothers are more likely to vote for the left. So not only is it in the here and now, it's down the road. So it's a win win for the left. And the reverse is true. If there's less single mothers, well then that's more votes for the right. If there's more women that are in relationships with good men, that maybe they need to work to have two incomes to get by, maybe they don't. But the more people that are in successful relationships, the more likely that they are to vote right. A woman who's married, I believe, is 20 to 25%. I know it's at least 20% more likely to vote Republican or conservative than a single mother. So this is a very, very simple concept. The reason why the right wants the correct answer for this, for number two, or for not for number two, for this retweet would be the Alberta UCP wants to reduce this kind of stuff because it creates more leftist voters. Therefore, they want to do it because it creates more right wing voters. If she would have retweeted that, the Alberta UCP tries to frame affordable, accessible childcare as a niche issue affecting only some women because they want to create policies that make women more likely to vote for them. I would be fine with that. That would be true, pretty much true. But this whole ascribing negative intentions is such BS and just flat out lies. And this is the kind of stuff that the left goes on nowadays, and they have no idea what they're talking about. Very little idea what they're talking about. So I just wanted to make a video about this because this is an issue that comes up a lot, and people need to understand this kind of stuff. So if you like the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.